All right, now to Broadway musical, The Outsiders. It is the toast of Broadway, and I recently sat down with two of the stars, Emma Pittman and director Danya Taymor, to talk about the show's 4 Tony Awards, including Best Musical and Best Director, and the Grammy-nominated cast album. Take a look at this. It's such a good show. I mean, needless to say, right? All the Tonys, but also all the talk. Everybody loves this so much. And Danya, one of the things that's so interesting is that you said that this unlocked the 14-year-old inside you. What do you mean?
Well, I think because this book was written about teenagers by a teenager. Essie Hinton was 16 years old when she wrote it. It felt important to make it from the gaze of a teenager so it could be authentic, so it could be speaking to them in a real way, not pulling any punches. And I think that when we were all striving to make it, we all tried to go back and remember, what did it feel like to be experiencing some of these big things for the very first time?
Oh, that's such an interesting way to think back and look at it. And Emma, the OG cast of the 1983 film. So you have here, obviously, you have Ralph Macchio, Diane Lane, but then you have Matt Dillon. And Matt Dillon, you say, really was the most blown away by this show.
Yeah, Matt Dillon is also still really, really close with the writer of the book, Susie. They text all the time. They're always in talks about the movie and the book and what it meant to them. And you could tell the way it impacted him to see it in its new form. It's something that you can tell was a big part of his heart being in the movie and now seeing it come to life on the stage. I was genuinely so moved by how moved he was.
Oh, I bet. And not only is like Matt Damon there, but Angelina Jolie is also there on the same night, watching with them. What was that like?
Well, Angelina Jolie has been an incredible producer of our show in general. She was there that night because she was kind of there throughout the whole process. So she was in our rehearsals.
She was very involved.
Yeah, she was in our tech rehearsals, in our previews. She really encouraged us, and me in particular as the director, to really have a bold vision, to, you know, swing for the fences. And I think having somebody like her, having her gaze on the piece and her belief in us and this kind of like edgier thing we were trying to make allowed us to really go there.
It really has. And you, I know, you were reading the book for a long time. What was your big takeaway when you were reading the book and then seeing this production come to life on stage?
Oh man, I remember reading the book when I was younger and having the chance to actually do a play version of this story when I was in the 10th grade. Yes. And I got to play Marcia, who's Cherry's best friend. And it was like the first time I got to see Cherry in a new light. And I fell in love with the complicated character that she is, living in privilege, but also having such an immense amount of empathy. And so to have the chance to bring her to life on the stage and honor that little 14-year-old girl inside of me is one of the greatest gifts of all.
I mean, that's manifesting, right? Right there. You actually did this role when you were younger. And this was your first musical that you've directed. You happened to win a Tony for it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And you said that it changed your life.
Yes, I think musicals are one of the most powerful mediums. Theater in general is one of the most powerful mediums. You get a group of people who come from different backgrounds, all in the same space, to see something that's really happening live. This story is so archetypal, it's so powerful. The book has been popular for 50 years. And I think being in that theater and getting to be part of something that is actually changing people in real time as they watch it is extraordinary and makes me believe more than ever in the power of theater and in the power of this story actually to bring people together, to encourage people to say, I love you to each other, to not judge one another. It's been an amazing experience and something that has changed my life and has made me believe more than ever in art.
And that's what's so transformative about art, right? Is that you can get this life-changing moment. And I know that when you're there, I was in the audience and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is such beautiful theater and such a beautiful story. And we're just so glad that you're sharing it with us here as well on GMA. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And you've got a 2-show day ahead.
Well, yeah.
Thank you so much. And The Outsiders is playing now at the Jacobs Theater.